found out we're on lockdown.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Beaners.
Yeah, as of 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, as this podcast usually starts, 5 minutes ago, something happened.
Yeah.
And in this one, 5 minutes ago, we found out we were on lockdown.
California, 40 million people, full lockdown.
Can't go out.
Projected amount of people to get the virus, 56%. So, we definitely have it.
You know what I'm saying? Coronavirus. It's getting real. It's getting real.
Yeah.
It's getting real. Yo, man, Cardi B for president. Yeah, but you know the one thing about this virus that won't stop the beans
No.
is we fucking live here.
Yep, we live.
You locked us down in the podcast studio, government. So you know what we're going to do? Pump them out.
Yeah, it's going to be beans. Beans.
Yep.
Beans. This is me shooting a beans gun.
You know what else, guys? I'm going to tell you this right now. All your other favorite podcasts, they're not on anymore. Let me tell you that right now. So fucking lock in.
Yeah.
This is now move us to your number one.
Yeah.
We are now your first listen because we're going to be the only ones for fucking months dropping shit.
Yep.
Okay? So you better fucking realize, tell all your friends, like, hey guys, there's only one show that's still actively on. They don't talk about the virus, so it's not helpful, but man, it's funny.
We kind of do at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah, but we don't really give any information. We give the information they already have.
Yeah,
and also, you
that's
gotta remember, by the time they get this, they'll really know.
Oh, yeah. By the time we'll be fighting for resources.
Well, by the time they hear this, people in like Philly will be on lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the time they get this episode,
Yeah.
This episode's not even the next. This episode ain't even. This is like 2 weeks from now. This episode.
You're right. Yeah. You're right.
It'll be a whole different country by then. Most of y'all will be dead.
Yeah.
But here, anyway.
Not the Beaners. Beaners will be alive. Beaners never die. Beaners never die.
Oh, they don't, buddy. That sure is true. Son.
What? Oh, yeah, huh?
Let's get into. You want to get into the movie? Because I want to talk about this fucking movie.
Oh,
I love this movie.
we got to talk about last week's movie first.
Oh, the one we did with Darren Bates.
The one we did with Darren Bates.
Oh, I love that guy.
We got to text him and ask him what he thought of it.
Oh my God, that's on us. Hey guys, that's a live blooper.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get he might already did his homework. We were literally supposed to call him and ask him, Darren, sorry, I'm sure you'll watch this. You're a fucking sponsor. You better.
Yeah.
You're paying for it. D Bates, we will get Darren Bates recap of Lean on Me, and we'll give that to you guys on the next episode. We promise that. Because I do want to hear it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I watched it.
Hassan watched it. So
Yes.
what did you think of the actual movie?
Okay.
My version.
Okay. I'll say this.
What?
If I were to step outside the actual experience that I had, of you explain the movie and us with Darren and then me watching the movie, if I was just to watch the movie by itself, without any of that.
On your own accord.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, I thought the movie was still great, regardless, right? But I'd be like, oh, this is a really serious movie. I mean, I cried at a couple points.
Well, it is really serious. It's a drama.
I cried at a couple points.
Yeah.
2 points. I cried.
I've cried watching this movie.
But because of how much fun we had when we were talking about this movie, there's no way for me to not watch this movie and not think it's like pretty funny. I can't get past it. Like, I was laughing out loud in places where there was no comedy. There was no comedy.
There's no comedy.
There's no comedy.
There's no comedy throughout the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah, but I couldn't help but like laugh out loud at some points just because it just brought me back to the episode.
Like what part? You remember?
It's like the Batman part for sure.
They used to call me Crazy Joe.
Yeah.
Now they call me Batman. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
The part where you said a bowl of orange juice.
Yeah.
When they're taking the test, I laughed my ass off. I just couldn't. It's
you saw what I was talking about, though. The question is,
Yeah.
what would you have for breakfast?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. It's I put this is a special movie. I put it in with Babe, where
That's a beautiful movie.
I mean, both amazing movies in and of itself, but
Great
like
acting.
the experience of the podcast we did around it, and then actually watching it makes it transcend into another level.
Absolutely.
Of like what this,
What do you think of Morgan Freeman's acting?
he's
is-
amazing.
He is unbelievable.
He is amazing.
Because that is not a normal character he does.
No.
That guy was not the guy from Shawshank Redemption.
No.
Who is not the guy from Wanted. You know what I'm saying? Who was like, that crazy.
I believe
Crazy
him.
his range.
And you can just see, he was just head and shoulders above every other actor in the movie. You know
Head
what?
and shoulders.
You know what I thought held her on with him though? Not Kanisha, but her mom, the one that wanted to give her up.
Yeah.
I thought she was great.
She was okay.
I liked her a lot. I thought she was like, oh, this she can act.
Wonder what happened.
Well, life gets in the way. As we're finding out right now.
She got hit with AIDS.
She got hit with the fucking train that is life.
Yeah, she did. She also did in that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh god, but it is a fucking good movie, bro. Morgan Freeman is such a phenomenal fucking actor.
Mm-hmm. I like
Not much of an action star.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him
No.
actually do anything ever in a movie.
No, in action. If he's in an action movie, he's the standing around guy.
Oh, he's standing around planning or talking.
Yeah.
He's in Dark Knight.
Yeah, but he's the computer guy in Dark Knight.
No, he's the fucking computer guy in Dark Knight. In all the Batmans, he's a computer guy.
Yeah.
He's in all 3 Batmans.
Yeah, but
That nigga's career is stupid.
yeah, he's it's a lot. You know who I liked?
Who?
I liked
Sam's.
No, Sam's was cool. I like that weird nerdy white lawyer.
Oh, the little shit talker.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a good guy. The guy on the toilet in the
in the
bathroom.
toilet. Yeah. I liked him. He was like the comedic relief so and so of the movie.
He tried. Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely was supposed to be the funny one.
Yeah.
The other guy could act. I forgot about the superintendent could act.
That's what
He can act.
that's the one I was about to literally say that next. The scene where they're yelling at each other in the
Woo!
courtroom.
Real scene.
That's one of the best scenes in all the movies.
That's real scene.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah,
Bro, when he
real
says,
good
nigga, contrary to popular belief, I'm the head nigga in charge. And then Morgan Freeman's like, fuck.
And then he's like, let's go get lunch.
I love it.
Oh, perfect. And
Beautiful.
they're just yelling at each other.
I mean, and they're both right. It's one of those situations where, like, they are both right.
Mm-hmm.
You need to just apologize with Whoop. And of course, I mean, Morgan Freeman's right because he's trying to fix the fucking school.
Any scene where both characters are yelling is a great scene in this movie. Morgan Freeman's always yelling, but the scene with him and the vice
Darnell.
principal
Oh.
and him and Darnell, they're where they're
Him
both
and the vice principal,
yelling at each
yeah.
other.
But the vice principal is right.
Yeah, vice principal's.
She was the
100%
only
right.
one where it was like he was 100% wrong on that one. And that he wasn't supporting his staff.
Yeah.
He wasn't 100% right. It's because she's like, hey, dude, we're all cheering for you. A pat on the back would be fucking nice as well.
Yeah, let us know we're doing a good job.
Because we're doing it for you.
Yeah.
So she was right. That, like, hey, bro, because if you are, that's just some leadership
That's
shit.
leadership stuff. You
That's
gotta
just straight up leadership shit.
You gotta.
Because if you're not doing that, you're not a leader. You're a tyrant.
No.
Completely different.
In a much lesser sense, like but this reminded me of one of my teachers that I had when I was in drumline. The drumline coach was one of my favorite teachers I've ever had. He was awesome, and every year was the same. Every year he would start off incredibly strict. Just incredibly strict. But as the year went on and he got to know the line and got to know everybody, things became so much fun. And like all of a sudden we were all playing for each other and we're all playing for, you know what I mean? It just brought me back
It's
to
an
a good
interesting teaching style.
Yeah, it is
But
a
some
teaching
teachers
style.
go that way.
Yeah.
And I do remember those teachers. I do remember the teachers where they start, like you said, hard ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the year goes on, they progress to get to know you. You get to know them. And then, like, there's like, okay, I know the line to not cross.
Yeah.
I know your lines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you do leave a little bit of room for fun until you hit that line.
Right.
Where some teachers are like how he is in the beginning.
And just always.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you know how he is in the beginning where he's just playing the
yeah.
games and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because I had teachers like that too who just come in and they're like, oh, this dude's just fucking awesome.
But if I were to guess, even with that class, at the beginning of the year, he was like,
Maybe not, because I remember teachers who didn't yell. They didn't get mad. They didn't yell. My favorite teacher of all time, Dr. Fleming, he never got mad. He never yelled. His whole thing was like, fun, let's talk, let's communicate. What's up? What's going on today? What's up with you? Like, why are you so mad, man? I don't want
What
to.
did he teach?
Ethics. Ethics 1, 2, 3, 4, bro. I had that nigga all through high school.
That's
He
cool.
was awesome. Yo, he was the best. He was also like not like my favorite. He was everyone's favorite teacher because he was fun.
What constitutes ethics? We didn't have ethics at our school.
Oh, you learn about life. Best class of all time, bro. My favorite class besides acting class because you just learn about motherfucking life, bro. It's
And
just,
like
bro,
situations.
one day we studied Eminem. One day we studied fucking the temples of Egypt.
And he brought it all back to like a
Oh,
point that
bro,
he
it's
was
just
trying to-
life. It's just life, bro. You don't know you went in that class every day not knowing what you're gonna learn. His homework was fun because it wasn't really homework. You were just like, all right, bro. Today I'm learning about like some random shit, just some random shit.
Yeah.
Just some random shit, and it's always about ethics, or it was just like about principles, or like decision making and like decision making. A lot of it was like the tests were just like, what would you do in this? There's not even a wrong answer. It's just what would you do?
What would you do? And explain.
Yeah, talk about it, bro. And that shit, bro. I learned more in that class than I learned anything else in my life.
And to bring it back to Morgan Freeman, his was like, we want to teach these. Remember, he had that whole argument of we got to teach these kids things that they're gonna fucking use,
not Mozart.
Not Mozart.
He's right.
And that's right, man. That's a good teacher understands. Like, it's not
Should
about.
he have fired her? Maybe
not.
relax.
Yeah. Like at a certain point, that's not a woman's livelihood. You know
and
what
like,
I mean?
oh
She's
yeah,
got,
it's like, you're
rent
being
to
an
pay.
asshole, bro.
Yeah.
And also, she was doing her job.
Yeah.
You can't come. It wasn't like she was in there, motherfucking getting high, and they were listening. It's like, no, nigga, she was
The
rehearsing
right
the class.
decision would have been like, if you wanted to be hard ass, the right decision would have been like, look, I'll suspend her for a week, and then I'll be because she was back
Because
talking
she back talk for back
the whole
talk.
time, during the actual thing. And then Darnell, you should never suspend it. Darnell, you talk to.
Oh, for moving during the.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I respected when he said Donnell. I said don't move, and
Yeah.
this is where Donnell fucked up when he was like, I picked up. It's like, my nigga, just shut
up. Yeah,
because
he
it
did
would have
fuck
been
up.
over if you just shut the
up.
fuck up.
Yeah.
You had to be like, oh, but I didn't. And it's like,
I'm
dude.
doing the right thing, but it's like, yeah, it's not the point.
But you're right. When he got in his office and he was yelling at him, it was like, bro, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Because at Donnell's point, it was like, hey, bro, am I gonna have to fight you? Why are you like in my shit? And then, I mean, he clearly didn't want to fight Joe Clark though.
Yeah.
He clearly didn't want to fight. When he got in his face, it was like, you know what? Never mind.
How much did Darnell kind of look like Michael B. Jordan?
A lot.
Yeah. Okay.
He's an actor. He's been in a lot of shit.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
actor's been in a lot. He works. He works. I'm trying to think. Who else? He was hard. He was too hard on her, Miss Elliott. The Darnell situation, he was too crazy. Miss Levias, at the end, I mean, he was the whole time. I don't know why he was so mean. Bro, he treated her like she was his wife.
Yeah. That's
This is how you treat your wife.
Random extra in the scene where he kicks out all the kids from school. One of the random extras, no lines, no screen time by himself. Main character on Sopranos.
Because you showed me which one?
It was just one of the random white kids in the back.
No, but who is he on Sopranos?
Oh, he's Tony. He's like the main character's nephew. He's Tony Soprano's nephew.
You remember his name?
Christopher Moltisanti.
Is that his name in the show?
That's his name in the show.
His
real name is Michael Imperioli.
Okay, but I like that name in the show.
Yeah, in the show. Oh, yeah, that's a great name.
Great
Christopher Moltisanti. You're like, oh, this guy sounds badass.
Oh, he's also Spider Rico. I mean, in Goodfellas.
Yeah,
he's Spider. We know when he's like fucking shoots him in the foot because Spider talks shit, and then he comes back with the cast and Spider talks more shit, and then he kills that nigga.
And
That's what I want. I'm gonna dig a hole. You think I haven't dug a hole before? And they fucking bury a nigga for no reason. He's actually in a lot of shit. He's actually had we looked at his. He's had
amazing
career.
Shark Tale. He was in Shark Tale.
No, his career is like legit as fuck.
Yeah,
like holy shit.
And just fucking extra on.
Lean on me.
Lean on
so
me.
guys, never give up on your dreams unless, the world ends.
Unless life gets in the way, and that's lean on me.
We'll be right back.
Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening.
Yes,
we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's
Yeah.
how we know you love it. We appreciate that.
And follow us on Instagram at Spoil the Beans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us from
Poston, Sanamad.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation. We're back, everybody.
Yep.
We are back.
I'm here too.
We're back, everybody.
Beaners are here. Guys, we have some sponsors.
Yes, we do. Hey, Derek, do you want to get great graphic design for your graphic design needs?
I would like that.
Oh, well, you know what? I know a guy.
Who?
ChitoCon on Instagram at ChitoCon at ChitoKan ChitoCon.
And what can I find there?
You can find great graphic design needs. The Jews are there.
Oh, that's his slogan.
Those are the two things. ChitoCon, the Jews are here.
ChitoCon, the Jews are here. Go get his graphic design. It is the best. If you need graphic design, especially during the coronavirus, which I'm sure you do, go get it at ChitoCon.
Yes. Hopefully it'll be coming up with some cool Corona stuff.
Yeah, send us that cool Corona graphic design, buddy.
Yeah.
You know we want it.
We also have another sponsor.
Yep, our second sponsor
Is Darren Bates. And Derek, are you wondering what Darren Bates is selling?
Yeah, what is he selling?
His Instagram. Go follow Darren Bates on Instagram. That's what he wants to sponsor for.
Actively NFL player. I say former because they're not going to have NFL season this year.
Yeah. We're all
Corona! But yeah, my boy is a Titan. We're waiting on Penn. I'm curious where he's going to go.
Yes.
But NFL player Darren Bates, go follow him on Instagram.
You can search up Darren Bates, Daren, 1 R. Bates. Darren Bates.
Has a blue check mark. It's the NFL player.
Yes.
Kind of can't miss him.
Yes. His tag is Westlin_Sun56.
At Westlin_Sun56.
But
He's
just
also
Darren
one
Bates.
of my best friends since fucking high school.
Yeah.
Since literally we graduated 8th grade. We met right after that. I didn't know him in middle school, but when we graduated 8th grade, we both met. the summer going into Christian Brothers because of football. And yeah, I've been fucking best friends with that guy ever since. And he played at Auburn and he won a national championship with Cam Newton. And he's played in the NFL for 8 seasons, going on 9. And now he sponsors Spoil the Beans.
Yes, so follow him if you're also friends with Derek.
What a career.
That's what you gotta do. All Beaners gotta follow him.
Also sponsor us.
Yeah.
You want this? Hey guys, clearly we're fucking whores. You want us to fucking say something about you? Give us some money.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
And then last but not least, we got future dates.
Oh, guys, future dates. See this blank blue wall? That.
Yeah.
We will be here.
Yeah.
We will be right here doing episodes of this podcast for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, but we do stand-up, and hopefully stand-up comedy is still around after we get out of
if
this
you are
thing.
finding us, wow, I didn't even think about that. For the
Yeah.
people who do find us during, like, let's say you listen, this is the first episode you listen to like a couple weeks from now.
Couple weeks, couple years from now.
We do stand-up. I know we're not saying it right now, but that's what we do. Coronavirus has really fucked up our entire lives and situations. I'm sure some of you as well. And I'm sure some of you are like, I don't know what he's talking about. I just had lunch at a gym in a cafe on a beach.
And I
Go
spit
fuck
in people's
yourself.
mouths.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can suck my dick.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, if you're out, if you went to spring break, hey, you're an asshole.
Keep listening, though. We love you.
Yeah, but
we love you.
just
But
know-
you're a fucking
fucking-
piece of shit.
Yep.
You know, Carmen's a piece of shit. I love him. Fucking monster. He ate a guy's parents. You know what I mean? Or fed him to him. Either way, that's you. Hassan.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
We don't get to do stand-up. We're very mad at you.
Yes.
So suck our dicks. You took our dreams away. Literally. Hassan.
What?
Enough of that. Enough
Okay.
of us going crazy, actually.
Oh yeah, slowly starting.
Do you mind doing me a real favor before we get
Okay.
into some
Okay,
deep...
but then afterwards we gotta do the episode.
Yeah, we got to do the episode. And, well, I also want to get into some deep coronavirus talk.
Okay.
Especially with you because this is your people's fault. But before that, can you tell me...
Different kind of Asian.
They're all the same. Can you tell me? It's like black people.
Nope.
What?
One's Ching Chong, one's Durka Durka.
I didn't hear any difference.
The retarded racist? Is that what that guy is?
He's a tone deaf racist. He's tone deaf. He's just actually deaf.
Yeah. I hate all the races the same because I can't tell them apart.
It's like, well, are your eyes open?
What?
I don't see well either. Son,
Yeah.
can you do me a favor before we get into that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me real quick, as fast as you can?
Okay.
We only have a little bit of time.
Okay.
We're stuck on the house for 8 weeks. Can you tell me what you think happens in the film? Ooh. The motion picture.
Ooh.
The true story.
Oh.
Seabiscuit.
Oh God, I'm gonna cry. Fuck.
That's the funniest answer of all time.
Fuck.
It's a horse.
Yeah, but it's a sports movie.
Yo,
It's
one of the best.
It's a sports horse.
Yo, it's not a regular. It's not a
it's
fucking.
not a regular horse.
It's not a regular horse.
It's the Michael Jordan, LeBron James of horses.
Yeah, dude.
Seabiscuit's famous.
They made a movie about him.
Yeah.
That's how big of a deal the horse was.
Yeah. So
Tell me what happens.
So
bro.
Tobey Maguire gets
Okay.
bitten by
Spider-Man.
a radioactive horse. Then
Keep
he
going.
becomes.
I didn't know you'd seen some of it.
Yeah. Oh man, what happens in this movie? The only thing I know about this movie, and it could be wrong because there's some morning radio talk show host guy years ago said that Seabiscuit makes his appearance later in the movie than you'd think. So, going off that one guy who was a very terrible morning radio host in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I wonder if let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see if he's right or wrong, huh?
Tobey Maguire is a fucking jockey, and he's in like the jockey world, however you get into that.
Okay.
And he's racing on a horse, and him and the horse just don't have, they're just not winning. You know what I mean?
No
And
connection, huh?
no connection, and he's not winning.
They're the Clippers.
They're
Chris Paul Clippers.
okay. Yes. Yeah. They're good, but they're not great.
They can't get it done.
Yeah,
when it
they're
matters.
good. They can't get it done. And then, maybe he's on his way out. And,
Ooh, older jock.
Yeah, older jock.
Not younger jock.
Not
all
younger
right.
jock. No, he's, maybe he's on his way out. And then, there's like, hey, there's this champion. Someone comes and tells him there's this champion level horse. That's, that has the genes of, how they like breed them?
Yeah,
That has the genes of a
I do know
champion
how
level horse.
to in slavery.
Yeah. yeah. That's okay.
I watch
They
NBA.
don't really quite know what's going on. So is it bad?
Oh, they definitely know what's going on. They're very smart.
Yeah. And and then you see him and Seabiscuit at first. They don't see eye to eye.
Because he's a horse.
Yeah. They don't see eye to eye because he's a horse. And no. And they're getting used to each other. And then there's probably like a subplot of like who owns the horse too, and like
Who owns the horse?
just rich people, but they're trying to be taken away by some other rich people who see the value in that horse. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Oh, okay.
And they want to put it in their own
a bidding war here.
Yeah, they want to put it in their own jockey, and there's some underhanded, weird sort of like backroom shit, and like some backroom business shit that you see.
Okay.
And then Tobey Maguire, the people who back Tobey Maguire end up winning, and then Seabiscuit goes on to win the Triple Crown.
Cool.
And then lives in history forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yep. Yes, it was.
Can I tell you one thing?
What?
And this is crazy because it's a true story.
Yeah.
The only thing you got right was his name. I mean, everything in the story is very factual, but I mean, the only thing you got right was his name.
And they won the Triple Crown.
Like I said again, but we'll get there.
Not in the movie. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Wow, you don't know anything, but let's get there, shall
Okay.
we? Look at you thinking you know stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. Let's see.
Oh.
Credits roll. You don't know exactly. Why don't you sit back and wait?
I'm thinking of Secretariat. All right. Anyways, go on.
You want to sit back and wait for it?
Yeah, go.
Because you don't know what this horse really is, do you? Because I'm listening, I was like, oh, wow, you don't know this story at all.
No, I don't know the story at all.
That was a good Secretariat, though.
Yeah.
You seen that movie?
No.
You just heard about that one.
I know, because I thought Seabiscuit Secretariat, I thought they were the same thing, and then I realized, nope. Seabiscuit's
This is a whole different story, bro. This story is insane.
Okay. Well.
This story is fucking. I mean, they made a movie about it. We know who this horse is because of how insane this story is.
Okay.
Credits roll, slow music.
Mm-hmm.
Seabiscuit. Narrator. They called it the car for every man. And then we see the first automobile ever, the first ever car. It was functional, simple. And, we see people happy as fuck to buy it.
This is the Model T.
Model T, first one.
First mass
That
one,
era
yeah.
of time.
Yeah,
right? And he goes, you can get it in any color as long as it was black. Only joke in the movie. So the Model T.
Yeah.
The guy says the Model T took 13 hours to assemble.
Jeez.
And in 5 years, they were making a vehicle every 90 seconds.
God damn.
Mm-hmm. The real invention, though, was the assembly line, which is true. He said soon, right after they saw the boom of the Ford business and what that did for our economy, every business followed suit.
Right.
Everybody had an assembly line, no matter what your business was. And I love this. It was the beginning of, the revolution of business, of empire and stuff, but the end of imagination.
Ooh, okay. I can see that.
Crazy, right? Because he said everyone used to do everything. Think about from what he was saying. Everyone used to do everything. Used to build everything one by one. So there was creativity in every single thing. Right. Everything.
When we went to the car museum in Tacoma.
Great example.
We went to a car museum in Tacoma, and you got to see the cars before the Model T, and they were all like gorgeous, and they were all creative as fuck, and they were all like some of them would be like, oh, I wonder what that would look like on a modern car.
It was the end of creativity. Crazy, right?
I get that.
Crazy.
I 100% get that. Great car museum.
Oh, it was awesome. Go to that Tacoma Car Museum. Go.
Yeah.
New York City now, 1910.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. We see our lead.
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Jeff Bridges.
Oh. Okay.
Jeff Bridges is the lead of this movie.
Oh. I thought it was Tobey Maguire.
That's why I said,
Yeah.
you ready for a movie, bro?
Okay, I'm ready for a movie.
You know who Jeff Bridges is.
I do know who Jeff
Motherfucker
Bridges
can act.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Motherfucker there, me and Sam were watching like, this motherfucker can act.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, I'm a little biased because he's one of my favorites, but I mean, for a reason. The dude is one of the baddest motherfucking actors, bro. Because a character actor who can lead a movie, that's very rare. The guy comes in and goes, Howard! Tom, goddamn it, Howard, I'm talking to you. And he's on an assembly line at a bike shop. That's where he works, right? He's like younger. And
when did this come out?
This came out 2003.
Okay.
The guy's like, we need spokes. We need more spokes. And he's like, oh. And he's they're yelling at him. He's just on the assembly line. He hates his job.
Right.
And then, the guy, he looks pissed. So we see an old white man on a horse in the wild, right? You'd recognize this guy. You haven't seen American Beauty, have you?
Nope.
Damn, he's the dad in American Beauty. He's just in a grip. And when you see him, you're like, oh, this fucking guy. He's in so many classics. He's riding his horse amongst actual wild horses. Okay. Beautiful shot. I mean, beautiful shot. And he loads his rope and he fucking starts doing it and he throws and he fucking gets one. You know what I mean? Come back to the narrator. America was the land of opportunity, but the real opportunity at this point was out west. If you had the guts to follow your dream, there was a fortune to be made out there. All right? So our boy Jeff packs up. He's gone. Okay? He starts his own bike shop, San Francisco. No one comes in. No one fucks with him. Days go by. No one's coming in. Finally, someone pulls up in front of his shop, and they're in a car, a Stanley steamer car. All right? And it's fucking gas, blowing a gasket. There's smoke everywhere. And the guy's like, oh, man, God damn it, I got to get somewhere. Can you fix this? And he's like, sure I can. Right? Cut to, he's in the car in his garage, and the whole entire car is took apart. And he's just like, fuck, what did I just do? Right? And he's staring at all the pieces. And then he keeps looking at them. He kind of smiles and he goes, and he starts like rearranging it. Right? Cut to, he made the car way better.
Oh.
Made the car way better, right? Took it apart. And he's telling all the guy, and he's pitching to him all this crazy shit he did with his car. Right? And the guy's like, damn, and he's loving it. Right? Cut to, and the guy's like, leaves. Cut to, he goes and he starts working for Buick.
Oh, wow.
All right? He gets a job with Buick selling cars. He becomes the greatest car salesman to ever live. You can look that up. Charles Howard. Great. Works his way up to the top of Buick. Mm-hmm. With the owner of Buick. You know what I mean? Of Buick. Okay? And now he's, cut to him. He's in a suit. He's wealthy now. You know what I'm saying? And he's convincing people not to get off horses. It's cars now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's crazy that there was a time where you had to convince people.
Yeah, to tell people hey, bro, get off them. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. Because they always,
people
always want to linger on. People are always going to be like, I'm not getting a car. I ride horse. It's always that person.
That thing's just a fad, like all the other fads.
And
it's
then
like
get
Vine.
One. Yes.
It's like that's how people looked at
Vine. It is how people looked at Vine.
No, that's how people looked at cars. Like, oh, that's just a fad that the young kids are doing.
And it was like, nah, nigga, this is air.
That's how people looked at computers. That's how people looked at the internet. That's just wild. There's something that we look at like that now. That's like
cars are like that. Cars are like the internet or certain things where it's like, bro, this is beyond. This is a generation. This is a once in a billion kind of invention.
Right.
So we see the white guy, out there working with wild horses, and he's trying to tame it. And he's like a horse. They're showing this. The old white dude's clearly a horse whisperer.
Yeah.
All right, and he's calming this wild horse down. Cut to Alberta, Canada. Okay, we see a father watching his young son, be amazing on a horse. Amazing. You'd recognize this actor too. I don't know his name, but you recognize him. And he's just like, wow. And him and the mom, they're talking. And he tells the mom, I want to get him his own horse. He's got to get one. And the mom's like, well, let's not just buy it for him, honey. Let's let him work a little bit, make him earn it. And he's like, oh, but this kid's special, right? So that night at dinner, he's with, he's got 4 or 5 kids, his wife, and they got a beautiful house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're clearly well-to-do. And he's reading Dickens to him, Charles Dickens, and he's reading, but he knows it. He's reading it off the dome. You know what I'm saying? Because this is that era of time. There's no TV, so you wouldn't know books like that.
Books are the TV at the time.
Oh yeah, and the kids are loving it. They know the words too. You know what I'm saying? And they're having a good time. And then the parents cut to that night. He's outside riding on a horse, and the parents are just watching him like, oh my God, he's killing it. He's doing all these moves. And then the dad's just like, he looks perfect, doesn't he? And the mom's like, yeah, they're so proud. So at a fancy dinner that night, you cut to back to Charles, right? He's up there. He's with all these billionaire aristocrats kind of people, and they're having a party. And he tells a speech about how he came to the West 15 years ago with just 21 cents in his pocket. And look at us now. And he's like, where can't we go? To the future. The sky is the limit. Now, this whole speech, you hear a phone faintly ringing in the background. They start celebrating. They're like, cheers. The kind of phone. Their cheers drowns out, and the phone ring gets louder, 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 louder. Phone just keeps ringing. Paper fucking lands on the screen. Stock market crash the next day. It's that era of time. So now you know what kind of movie this is, bro. This movie's fucking crazy, dog. Didn't see that coming, huh?
No, neither did they.
They did not.
No.
Narrator says a good thing. He says, no suicides were that happened that day. That's a myth. That a lot of people committed suicide that day. He said, that's not true. He said the actual real effect took a lot longer to sink in. A couple months, actually. He goes, but by 4 p.m. that day, $10 million in market value gone. And it continued like that for 2 straight weeks.
Whew.
Before long, 25% of the workforce unemployed. And you see, as they're showing you actual pictures of the real pictures of people really going through this. All right. So the guy goes, displaced families had to take to the American highway, and the one last thing they had to their name, their automobile. All right. So you see, like you said, and then like you see people hopping in their cars, just fucking packing up, leaving. And he goes, at once millions had a new definition of home. They had to find a new definition of a home. Cut back to the family. Remember the family with the horse and the sons? They're well-to-do?
Yeah.
Them niggas now living in the street with a bunch of other families, completely poor. You see the dad, he's like tethered suit that he had on, but it's just tethered now.
What happened? What the fuck happened? Yeah.
We were just with the 1%. But you weren't the enough of the 1%.
Yeah.
So right then the son comes up to him that's good on horses and he goes, Dad, I made $2 today. Here. He's like, how did you $2? How did you make this? And he goes, what? He goes, follow. He takes him to a horse track, like a horse race track. Mm-hmm. And he goes, here, Dad. And he shows him, and then he brings him up to the guy who owns like some of the horses, and the guy, tells him like how he's been letting him ride, and doing things, and he's been paying him, and the dad's just like, holy shit. And they call him Red because he got bright red hair, the kid, and everybody knows him. They all call him Red. Mm-hmm. And the dad's just kind of astonished, right? So he pulls the guy who owns the horse right to the side, and you see them talking, and they show Red. Red's just watching the other jockeys, just studying them. I mean, just amazed at these jockeys, just watching them all. He turns around, and his mom's behind him, and she's just bawling, crying. He's like, what's wrong? She hugs him. He's like, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then the dad walks up and hands him a bag. And he's like, what's that? And the dad's like, this is everything, son. And it's all the books they had to his names, all the books he had left.
Oh.
He's like, Dad, what's wrong? Dad, what's wrong? And he goes to Mr. Rodgett. He has a house. Dad, please. They have food. Dad, please don't do this, please. I promise you, son. He's like, the son's like trying to fight him. He's like trying to hug him. He's like, every few weeks we're gonna call. No, Dad, no, please. Every few weeks, okay, son, you have a gift. Look at me. You have a gift. Okay? Dad, you have a gift, son. We're gonna be back, okay? And then Dad, he fucking separates. The guy takes him, and that's it. Leaves his parents, bro. 6 years later, we see Tobey Maguire.
Okay, that was very intense.
That's his backstory.
That's very intense. Oh my God, I
True
had to
story,
just
bro.
Process that.
True story.
But in his parents' eyes, that's the right move.
They're like, because we ain't gonna. If he's gonna be a real horse, like we can't even afford it now.
Yeah, if he's gonna be a real horse, we have to give him.
We have to give him the space to grow to be a horse.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yep. So Spider-Man is he's weighing himself.
Right.
115 pounds. Mm-hmm. And the guy who's looking at him is like, you a little too tall to be a jockey. And he gets like, hey man, I'm not over 115. What does it matter? And the guy's like, all right. And he tells him, he's like, all right, you make $10 a day, but you owe this in expenses, you owe that in expenses, you owe this in expenses, you owe that in expenses. It's like way more than $10.
Right.
And he's like, well, how the hell am I supposed to pay you back? And the guy looks at him, when? Cut to, he's in a race. You know what I'm saying? But it's like underground boxing for racing. You know what I'm saying? It's the shit.
Oh, okay.
It's like the first scene in Rocky.
Right.
Remember that? Just
garbage.
That kind of horse racing,
right?
He's literally getting into a fight with the nigga he's up against. I mean, they're fucking whipping each other, and the crowd's loving it, and he's like, fuck you, man, come on, you son of a bitch, come on, they're fucking racing and shit, come on, he fucking punches that nigga in the face, and he loses by a nose.
Ooh.
He loses by a nose. Ooh. Cut to the owner dude who was paying him, fucking throws him in the barn, you lose by a nose, he's like, come on, man, I was close, you better fly off that fucking horse if you ever lose that close again. You better die trying to win. And he fucking throws a broom at him. He's like, clean the stalls out. Tobey Maguire's like, oh.
This is the same guy his parents gave him to?
No, it's a different guy now.
Okay.
He's just moved on in life, So Charles is talking on the phone. He's talking about how everything's going to be fine. He's still rich as shit.
Right.
Clearly. I mean, he's a part of that 1% that's like, was not affected. I mean, we're affected, but like, I'm still a billionaire.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's talking to his son. He has a son. He's trying to get him to go fish with him. And the son's like, I'm reading. He's reading a Flash Gordon book. And he's like, oh, come on, put that down. Come on, hang out with me. He's like, Dad. He's like, I'll teach you how to drive the truck. And he looks at him. He's like, Dad, you already taught me how to drive the truck. And he's like, oh, yeah. They kind of smile. And he goes, okay. And so they hang out. And the next day, he's like, all right, son, I'm going to leave. I'm going on a trip. I'll be back, right? So he heads off. Son watches him go, packs up his lunch pail, packs up a fishing rod, hops in the truck. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking off. He's heading to the fishing pond. So you see as he's driving, like it's shots him driving. You see another car like from another side, like been in a corner, right?
Okay.
Cut to Charles. He just got somewhere, and then right when he gets somewhere, he gets a call, and he's like, "What?" Cut back to the cars in a ditch, completely smashed, and like smoke coming up everywhere. You see a wheel spinning. You see him pulling up at his house, running through his property, right? And he gets up to the front, and then his son's dead. He's just holding his son's dead body, but there's no sound. And you just hear him go, like you see him going, no, but you don't hear it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just holding his dead son's body. Yeah, this movie's a real movie, dog.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
I thought this was gonna be about horse racing.
Yeah. Good Lord, this is so heavy already.
Oh, dude.
Life is hard.
Life's fucking real, dog.
Life's fucking real. Well, we all know that.
Don't we? So, he's just crying. Cut to they're having the funeral, and then he's back in his son's room. He's crying. He's playing one of his son's games, like a little, that little game where you gotta like get one little ball to stick here, and then another ball. It's playing one of them joints,
okay.
And he's just, the acting, bro, just balling playing this game. You know what I mean? And he locks up the barn and all of his cars in the barn. Because at one point in the movie he took all of his horses out and put cars in when he bought the house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they had a barn for horses, but he took them all, put cars in. So he locks up all the barn with all his cars. We see the horse whisperer guy. He's also on hard times. He's just train hopping. You know what I mean? He's like one of them, but he's like with a bunch of people. But like that was a life, bro. You just get on trains, nigga, and go place to place. Yep.
They used to have a college for that.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Where you could learn how to be a hobo.
That's wild.
Crazy. Different world.
Especially back then. But he's cool with it. He ain't like tripping about it. You can tell
Right.
he's just like, man, I lived on the wild anyway.
Right. I'm a horse whisperer. That's not a lucrative job.
It is depending on where you at though.
Yeah, well.
Clearly it becomes lucrative.
Yeah.
That's what this movie's about.
Right, yeah.
So cut back to Charles, right? And his wife, they're going through, they're just hating each other. She hates it. She doesn't want to be around him. Well, not his fault. Just
it's couples that lose a kid never stay together.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's
I can't imagine.
It's not a lot of. It's a very low percent. I know my aunt and uncle when their kid got murdered, they broke up. Just because.
It's just a constant reminder.
It's just something. It's too much for some people, bro.
Yeah. It's too much for it. Feels like everybody.
Yeah. So she leaves him. Cut back to Spider-Man. He's boxing now. So now he's just boxing. He's getting his ass beat. He gets knocked out. He gets fucked up. So his face all fucked up, but he's still reading his books that his dad got him as he sleeps on a park bench. He goes to bed that night.
Right.
All right. So they're just letting you know, like, yo, these niggas is not doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're back to the narrator. At a time where the world needed a drink, you couldn't get one in America. Which is, imagine going through the Great Depression and you
not
can't
being
get
able to drink.
So you telling me my life sucks? Sucks. I got fired. I can't do anything about it. I lost all the money I had, and I can't have a shot, bro.
Have you ever seen that famous poster? It says the lips that touch alcohol won't touch mine. Have you seen that poster? It's a hilarious poster.
From that time?
From that time. And it says lips that won't touch alcohol won't touch mine. And it's just a bunch of women. But there are a bunch of women that you'd be fine with never kissing.
Wait, if you don't touch it or you do touch it?
If lips that touch alcohol won't touch mine, meaning if you drink alcohol,
you don't get to fuck me.
Yeah, but
it's then at the end of that, it should have said, "But if you do drink, I will look a lot better."
Yeah.
So he goes. So it cut to a set that you see to Helio, Mexico.
Okay.
All right. And he goes. Soon, the border town was born. You could find anything you needed down there: food, companionship, and the gambling. Could turn any bad man's luck to a pretty good day. See the horse races.
Okay, here we go.
So we see Charles, right? He's there. He's with his boys. They're watching horses. Just other rich billionaire dudes. They're trying to make him feel better. They're trying to just get him out. I think they're just being good friends. Like,
right.
hey, man, which I would do. Like, hey, bro, let's go to Mexico. Let's do
something.
Come on. You're divorced. Can't just be in the house all day. You look crazy.
Yeah, you'll look crazy. Just think of your dead son.
Yeah, let's go. I know this isn't great. Let's go party, but it's like, let's go party.
Yeah.
So we see, he's hanging with his boys. A woman notices him. Elizabeth Banks.
Oh.
Also, I'm gonna stop right here. Also, bro, one of the baddest actors on the planet, bro. Does not get enough credit for this woman's range. Yeah. Can be insanely funny. Zach and Miri make a porno level lead a comedy, but you know it's a comedy with Seth Rogen and Judd. You know what kind of comedy it is.
Right.
To Hunger Games, where she's in a fantasy world playing this other character, to this, where she's a rich, like, aristocrat kind of woman. Like, bro, Her range is insane, dog. Me and Sam watching it like, yo, she does not get enough credit for how. And also, bro, she's been in everything.
Yeah, she's
Career is unstoppable.
career is pretty amazing.
Amazing. It was on Scrubs, bro.
She was on.
I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? She's touched everything. Touched it all.
Yeah.
Bad woman. But I think one of the better character actresses out there. And when used in character roles, she murders. Just absolutely murders. So she notices Howard, right? And then she's looking at him, but he's looking at this guy who the announcer is talking about as the best jockey in the game, George Wolf. All right, everybody knows George Wolf. He's the Iceman. All right, he's the best in the game. So cut to back to Toby. He's making himself throw up before a race so he can lose the weight to be 115 because he's taller than everybody.
Right.
All the other jockeys are like 5'3", nigga, but
Yeah,
this nigga's like
jockeys
5'11". You see what I'm saying?
He's that tall?
He's tall. He's probably like your height. Probably
Okay,
like what?
but that's
5'7"?
But, yeah, 5'6", 5'7".
So he's probably my height, maybe a little shorter than me. He's way too tall. He's like
Okay.
5'8", 5'9". You know what I mean?
Which is 5'11" in the jockey world.
Yeah, exactly. You're
that's way
a
too low.
monster.
Yeah, you're
When he's standing next to him, it's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
But it's crazy. Also, this nigga was taller than all them niggas.
Crazy.
You know? So
he's like deathly skinny.
no,
No?
he's cut.
Okay.
Oh, all muscle. All muscle.
Well, yeah,
He's-
you're riding
he's
horses
cut.
all day.
He's cut up, yeah. So he's in the locker room with all the other jockeys and he's telling them all a story and from one of the stories, because he reads book all day. So he knows like every story.
Right.
So he's telling them like a crazy story. And the best jockey in the world comes in and finishes it right when he gets to the ending. Right, and then gives them a bunch of shit for telling the same story. And the guy they're clearly boys though, not like and then like Toby gives him shit, and they're clearly like they go back, like they're friends. So homeboy tells him, he's like, man, if you just focus more, you'd win. And he's trying to brushes him off. So cut to they're on the horses and they're riding and they're talking shit to each other and they're neck and neck, and then they're in like the middle, and then the George Wolf guy looks at him and goes, well, there's my hole, gotta go. Gone. He wins. And Toby's just like, fuck. You know what I mean? So cut back to our outside that, like right outside that barn, like right outside those races.
Right.
Our wild horse guy's hanging, right? And he notices there's a wild horse going crazy, and they're about to shoot him. They're about to put him down, right? Because he's got a hurt leg. And he walks up on him. He's like, whoa, what's going on here? I'll take him. And then they go, what? He goes, I'll take him off your hands. Don't worry about it. And then they're like, he has a fractured foot. And he goes, okay, I'll save you the bullet. It's fine. And then he walks up on the horse, and the horse immediately calms down.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy that those people exist, though. It's not like that's like, oh, it's movie man. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
nah.
nigga, those are real. I've seen people do that shit where they walk up and and that horse is like, I've seen people do it to dogs, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people just are on that wavelength. You're on
Crazy.
that same frequency.
That's a weird, you on the frequency of a horse, nigga?
Hey, there's those people. There are horse people.
Yep, and there's
And
people
they
that can
are
get,
weird.
there's people that can get horses to calm down. There's people that can get a lot of pussy. People know how to communicate.
Okay.
That's the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
You're a horse whisperer. Because that's what they are.
Okay, well, maybe.
You hear me, ladies? Beaners! So, the jockeys, they're all partying that night, right? After the races. And they're all
Right.
dancing with women and like with hookers, and all the hookers are like taller than them. And so
Right.
the shot looks crazy funny.
Right.
It's like, damn, I bet that's what a jockey party would look like. So he's drinking alone, just thinking about how he lost, right? And he keeps thinking about homeboy telling him, like, there's my hole, gotta go. If you focus more, you know what I mean? And he's just like, he's drinking. So he's with the hooker that night, and he's talking to her, and she wants to fuck, and he just can't stop thinking about losing races. He can't stop. It's just like,
Right.
you know? So Elizabeth Bank comes up to our boy Charles Howard, our boy Bridges, and he's sitting there, he's smoking, and she starts flirting with him. And she finds out, like, that they brought him down to party. She heard about, the divorce, and she says, hi, my name's Marcella. And you tell she says who she is, and he knows her because, like, through her parents or like somebody, like, she's a wealthy person too. Like, like that kind of circle.
Right.
And then she goes, so Charles, do you feel better now that you're down here? And he goes, not really, right? Cut back to Spider-Man's in a boxing match. He's getting his ass kicked again, just getting fucked up. His homie, the best jockey in the world, wakes him up later that night, right? And then he kind of comes up out of a coma, and he's like, oh, did I beat him? And he goes, yeah, man, you clobbered him, right? And he helps him up. And then he tries to, like, he's like, man, here, let me take you somewhere. He's like, get off me. I'm fine, George. And he's like, oh, come on, Red. He's like, I don't need your help or your fucking charity, George. He storms off. He's like, Red, come on, man. So Banks, next day, is taking Howard horse racing. All right, she takes him horse racing. He loves it. They get dinner. They drink. Montage of them just having great days. They get married.
Oh.
All right. He talks to he's talking to his rich boys and he's saying how he thinks he wants to get into horses. And they're like, oh, did your girl get you into horses? And he's like, maybe. She has a thing for him. But he's like, what will it take? And so he's like, they're telling him everything you'll need to get into race horsing, right?
Right.
And he's like, so they're like, all right, let's go barn shopping. Let's go, you need a barn. So they go like out looking at barns. You'll need trainers. So as he's out looking at the barns, he looks over and he sees a dude out there over there like by himself with a horse. He asks the guy, he's like, hey, who's that over there? And they go, oh, it's just some crackpot. He lives in the bushes. Don't worry about him. He looks over and it's our old boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just out there working with his horse. You know
but
what
you
I mean?
can see how the horse is responding.
Yeah, he's just watching. All right.
Right.
So that night comes up, and he goes out, and our boy's like looking up at the stars, laying on, on the ground. That's how he sleeps in the tent. And he goes, "Hey, howdy." And the guy looks up. He goes, like, "Hello." He goes, "I'm Charles Howard. I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second." He goes, "Yeah, come on in, man. I'm Tom Smith." He sits down. And he goes, looks at his horse. He goes, "What's on that horse's bandage?" And camera cuts to, you see the horse, and he's got his legs wrapped up because he's got a fractured ankle.
Right.
And he's like, oh, that's just hawthorn root. And you see a bunch of plants coming out of the bandage. And he goes, oh, what's that do? He goes, increases circulation. Well, he's like, oh, okay. He's like, will it make him better? He goes, he's already better. He goes, whoa, will he race again? He goes, no, not that one. And Charles looks at him. He goes, well, then why fix him? And he looks at him. He's like, because I can. That's some real shit, nigga. He goes, every horse good for something. You might not know what it is yet, but they will. And you know what else? And he looks at him. He's like, they're just nice to look at. Don't have to throw away a life just because it's a little banged up. Charles kind of just smiles.
Great line.
Great line.
Great line.
Doesn't throw away a life just because it's a little banged up.
The writer wrote that line and was like,
Got him.
Fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oscar!
Yeah.
When he wrote that, he was like, that's what he said. I was like, Oscar! Yeah. And the award goes to... Get his good line.
It's a good line.
Cut to Saratoga, New York, 3 months later.
Okay.
All right. Tom dude's telling him, he's like, look, because they're looking at horses, and he's like, man, why can't we find? He's like, look, you're just looking for speed. It ain't just about the speed. It's about the heart. Mm-hmm. You got to find a horse that wants to compete. Half of these horses you're looking at, they're just show ponies. All right? He goes, you need one that ain't going to run from a fight. And Charles kind of like, okay. So cut to Spider-Man. He's begging to get a job, just begging this dude for a job, right, to work in his stall. And he says how, he's almost won these bunch of horses and he knows horses, and he begs him just to give him this shitty job, and, maybe he'll let him race horses one day, but he'll just want to work, and the guy goes, okay, you can walk the horses in the circle. Like, when they need to just be walked in a circle. Mm-hmm. So cut to, he's walking this horse in a circle, and he's just talking shit. Got me walking this motherfucking horse. I fucking race horses. Are you kidding me? Son of a bitch, huh? And the old dude, the horse whisperer guy is just kind of looking at him. Mm-hmm. What? Who is this guy? And he kind of stares at him like, what you looking at, motherfucker? And he keeps talking shit. Goddamn horse. Goddamn piece of glue. Like, he's just talking shit to the horse, right?
Right.
And dude's just looking at him. So, you hear the narrator. Cut to the narrator. It's like the next night, it's really foggy. And you see our boy Tom, he's leaning up on the rail. And the narrator goes, the first time he ever saw Seabiscuit, he was walking through the fog at 5 a.m. It's a true story. It's like, he goes, and on Smith's account, on Smith's own words later on his account, he said, the horse, when I first saw Seabiscuit, the horse looked right through me. Looked at me like, who the hell are you? What you looking at? He was small, a limp in his walk, a wheeze when he breathed. I didn't care. And they said Tom looked that horse in the eye. And then you see the dude just staring the horse in the eye. Seabiscuit. And Tom just like, damn. Crazy, bro. Ugh. To know like a horse like that.
Yeah, to be like, oh, this is the champion.
This is a champ.
This is a champion.
But like for real though. Because
right.
It's like, oh, it's crazy, but it's like, nigga, this really, how the fuck would you know this?
People got skills, man.
Damn.
That's the thing, right?
That's some recruiter shit though. That's some like college recruit, like you on some other shit. But you get diamonds in the, you don't get like you find shit.
That's the thing about like school that's kind of shitty, is that like if you find what you're meant to do, even if you had to live like this guy, eventually it'll lead to money and it'll lead to all that sort of shit, right?
Even though he had to go through the gutter to get there.
If you go through it and you find what you have to do, it comes, and you know what I mean? And like the shitty thing about school is that, maybe there is some guy like this who's just really good at fucking horses, but he's just stuck in
biology
Yeah, right.
for some fucking reason.
Right. You know what I mean? Well, biology probably would help him.
Calculus.
Yeah.
You know what I meant. So some shit where he's like, what the fuck am I doing in this religion class?
This doesn't compute. This doesn't, and it's like, I mean, how do you fucking teach a kid, really? You find what you find if you can.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of, I always felt that about school. It's just that it only really sort of helps a certain type of person out.
That's true. Narrator goes, he was the son of Hardtack, and then you see Seabiscuit's whole
lineage.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like the actual, right?
Yeah.
He goes, but the breeding of his owner didn't really impress him. And they show his owner, get rid of him, right? And then some guy says, like they sent him to like a legend, some guy named something Fitzsimmons. But over time, he thought he was just a lead pony. He said Seabiscuit slept way too much. He lounged all day. He loved eating, half the size of every other horse, but ate twice as much. Fitzsimmons thought he was lazy. And this guy's like a famous horse breeder, right?
Right.
And so he said, to make him better, they beat him.
Oh.
Like not like I'm gonna whip you more.
Right.
That's what'll get you. You know what I mean? Not like actually,
Okay.
And so
they're just
in his nose, just bleeding, horse nose bleeding.
to the moon, Seabiscuit, to the moon.
So he goes, but that didn't work either. So they made him a train partner, asking him to look, pretty much making him lose, so the other horses can get confident.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So by the
Like
time
the Mickey Ward of horses.
yes, but just in practice, not even on the real races.
Right. Okay.
So by the time he was 3, he had already lost. He only had 2 races and lost them both. He was bitter, he was angry, and sold for a rock bottom price. Champions were large, perfect. So whenever he did reign, so Seabiscuit had no shot. Had no shot. I mean, whenever he did race, he did what he was supposed to do. He lost.
Oof. Damn.
So this horse is just losing that because he's just been trained, going through the ringer.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Crazy, bro. Not the horse you thought this movie was about, right?
No.
So Charles asked Tom, he's like, because Tom's trying to convince him to buy this horse. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what the hell do you like about him? And Tom's like, he has spirit, you know? And then you hear Biscuit just banging on the door. And he's like, I mean, well, can we even ride him? He's like, sure. Overtime.
Joke number 2.
That is joke number 2. So he brings a jockey up to ride him, right? Mm-hmm. And like the jockey's like, oh, I got it. He tries to get up on him, and the horse takes a fucking bite out of him. He's like, yo, what the fuck, man? It's like, that horse is nuts. It's uncontrollable. God damn. And then like it's like 4 other jockeys like, oh, Seabiscuit. And he's like, rah, rah. And then Tom's like, God damn it. And he looks over and he hears, come on, you sons of bitches, come on. And it's Spider-Man getting jumped by 5 dudes, but still talking shit. Come on, you motherfuckers, come on. And he's looking at him like, what the fuck, this crazy guy? Come on. And you hear the horse behind him. And he turns around and the horse is doing the exact same thing. And it's 4 people like, hey, come on. And he looks back and he's like, you know?
Right.
So he brings Red up to him. He's like, what you think? And Red just literally looks at Seabiscuit. He's banging on the barn door. He just opens the door, walks right in. And he's like, it's okay. I'm not afraid of you. The horse is like, he's like, yeah, I know what you're all about. And then the horse fucking. Exactly. So Tom tells Red, all right, I want you to take him out. So they go out. He's like, I want you to just breeze him around one turn. Let's just get a look at him. All right, don't push him hard. And he goes, before he does, he intros into Charles and the wife. He's like, I think this will be our new jockey, you know. So cut to him riding. And I mean, Seabiscuit's not riding. He's just all over the track, just going like this. You know what I mean? Feet are going everywhere. He's like, oh, come on, boy, you know? And he's just every direction. And the guy's like, oh my God, the Tom guy's like, he just got beat up. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, he got so beat up. He needs to learn, you know, he's riding so fast because the one, Elizabeth goes, well, at least he's fast. And he goes, yeah, but he's fast in every direction. We need him to go straight, you know? And he goes, well, God, what do we do? And he's like, well, he needs to learn to be a horse again. And Charles is like, well, how the hell do we do that? So cut to, they're all out in the woods. This is one of my cool favorite scenes in the movie. They're in the woods. And Red looks at him. He's like, so what do you want me to do? What? He's like, just go. He goes, well, how far do you want me to take him? Till he stops. And he's like, seems like a good ride. Whew. They take off through the woods, bro. So they're just going. He's just riding. He's like, all right. He's like, man, you are looking good, boy. Wow. That's it. So now they're just now they're like in open field, just miles away. And he's just like, come on, that's it. Woo! God damn, boy. Woo! And he looks at him. You are an amazing animal, man. And they're just ride off, right? Woo! Yeah, you're going to cry later.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to cry right here.
Yeah, this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
So Charles takes Red and Tom to his place. Super billionaire, crazy nice house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they sit for dinner, and Charles is convincing him, like, hey, Red, you got to eat some food. So Red, they're telling him he has a place to sleep. Red's like, fuck that. He sleeps in the barn with the horses. The Tom dude sleeps outside. They're like, man, this is nice, but nigga, it's too much.
Yeah, we live how we live.
We live how we live. So the next morning, Charles has his whole crew. They're taking all the cars out. They're bringing all the horses and barn shit back in, like, to the stable, right? Tom hears Seabiscuit still going crazy in the barn. He's like, I know what I'll do to calm him down. And he buys a little goat. And he brings the goat in. And he puts the goat in the barn. 2 seconds later, the goat fucking jumps back out. And he's like, you hear fucking Seabiscuit bang in the motherfucking barn. And he's like, God damn it.
Man, you don't even want a friend?
Yeah, so then he's like, and he brings in a girl horse. And then, of course, that immediately calms him down.
Oh, well.
And Marcella's like, I don't hear him in there. Why is he so quiet? He's like, go look at him. And he goes in, and there's a girl horse and a little dog. And he's like, Seabiscuit's like laid up on both of them, like sleep. It's actually the cutest. Like, wow, whoever had to set this up with these 2 horses and an actual dog.
Adorable.
Oh, my God, adorable.
Yeah.
What a job you had.
Yes, I'm here. I'm your adorable expert.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm your adorable consultant.
So Tom tells Red, he's like, hey, today's the day we're going to see what he's got. Mm-hmm. He's like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I want you to take him halfway to the turn and cut him loose. All right. So they fucking go. He's like, come on, boy. Show him. And they're watching him. He's like, oh, come on, boy. Show me what you got. Show me what you showed me. He's just going, just kind of just barely, Yeah, he's going fast. He's running, but it's just, not like, not horse racing speed, obviously.
Right.
And then he hits the timer, and then Charles is like, well, how's he look? And he's like, asleep. I'm like, God damn it. So Seabiscuit, he's like, come on, Seabiscuit, come on. Right then, Seabiscuit sees another horse in front of him. Fucking, you see the horse's eyes fucking lock in. He's like, oh, all right, boy. Yeah, that's it, boy. He fucking catches up that thing and then blows by the other horse doesn't know it, but he blows by it, and then he hits the clock again. And they look at each other and like, oh shit. He goes, how fast? He goes, well, your horse just broke this track's record. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And then Tom's like, some of them just need a little competition. This is a true story about this horse, bro.
That's wild.
When you look up like the actual facts about, because I did. Yeah. Oh my, this horse was crazy, nigga.
Yeah,
this horse was crazy.
This is wild.
So, Santa Anita racetrack.
A lot of personality.
Oh, crazy personality.
Yeah.
Santa Anita racetrack. Mm-hmm. All right, comes across the screen. It's like the first race, pretty much.
Right.
So the announcer at this race, you also recognize this dude's a famous actor. You never seen Boogie Nights?
No.
Damn, he's the lead in that show too. I think Fargo is what it's called. You know the hit show Fargo or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's in that, and he's in he's in the movie Fargo, actually.
Right, seen neither of them.
Damn.
The show.
This nigga, I wish I knew his name, because I might say his name and you know it.
Okay.
He's been the lead in a million shows and like a million movies. Like he's a hit actor. So he's the radio guy in this, and he's talking shit about Seabiscuit, how there's this underdog, this new horse, he's too small, half the size of the other horses, all the shit. And then compared to the other jockeys, you see like Toby's just, like I say, he's just huge. So him and Tom, they're in the locker room and they're reviewing the competition. And he points out all the horses to him. And the Tom dude knows every single stat about every single horse.
Right.
And then he tells them.
He knows how they're feeling and when their birthdays are.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
Just knows
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like who their dads were and who their moms, like the whole thing. So, because if you do that world, you have to know that shit. So he's telling them like, hey, he said, this is our real problem. He points at a gray horse. He said, Big Gray. He said, you do not make your move until he does. He said, when he makes his move, we make ours. Okay. So he's about to start, like they get into the the little starting gates, and he looks over and it's his friend George, the famous, super famous, one of the best jockeys of all time, George Wolf. He's there. He's like, oh, they talk a little shit. Race starts. He's like 6. All right. Someone cuts him off, and he loses it. You son of a bitch! Hey! And he goes up to him and he tries to fight him like how he did back when he was underground horse racing.
Right.
And the other guy's like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Yo, you son of a bitch. Oh, you gotta push me off? You like that? He's hitting him. And while this is happening, Big Gray fucking comes around, beats him. And of course, Tom's like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? He loses.
Right.
So he's like, they cut to the locker room. He goes, man, what the hell? What the hell were you thinking? And then Tom's like, he fouled me. And then, Red's like, he fouled me. And then Tom's like, okay. He's like, what? He looks at Charles and Tom's like, I'm supposed to let him get away with that? And Tom's like, who cares? He's like, he cut me off. And then they're both looking at him like, what the this is big money, nigga.
Yeah. Who gives a shit about your feelings?
This is like the NBA, dog. We don't have time for feelings.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we just find another jockey.
Like, oh, he fouled. Could that be like a LeBron be like, he fouled me, he doesn't play the rest of the game. It's like, hey, my nigga.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. People foul here. So they're looking at him like he's crazy, and he goes, he fouled me. And Charles goes, son, what are you so mad at? And Toby's like, cut to him on a loan. He's on a bridge, and he's holding all the books his dad gave him over the water, and he's just flashback to him. He's bawling, crying, and he's thinking about, I'm going to call you every couple of weeks, son. Son, I promise I'll call you every couple of weeks. And he's like, and he wants to let the books go, and he can't.
Ooh.
Very good writing.
Ooh.
Can't, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, why? He can't let that go. He just can't let it go. So he fucking brings the books back in. He goes up to Charles, right? And he goes, Charles.
Wow. Sorry, that's us listening to our shower turn on. That was really weird.
Yeah, it sounded like a monster was trying to eat something.
Yeah. So we had to pause for a second.
Yeah, guys,
There's a
that's
little
what that
behind the
pause
beans
was.
here.
Behind the beans, there's a monster in our house.
Yeah.
So he goes up to Charles. He goes, Charles, I need to borrow some money.
Right.
Charles like, okay, it's fine. He's like, look, I don't know when I'm gonna pay you back. And if we win, I'll pay you back, obviously. But I guess that's if you even want me around anymore. And he laughs. And he's like, want you? Of course I want you, man. Charles gets up. How much you need, son? And he's like, just $10. And he's like, he hands him a 20. And Toby's like, he just can't believe it. Mm-hmm. He's like, thank you, Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is so good because he does it so casual. Like, dude, of course, yeah,
right.
I got your back.
Right.
But he doesn't say anything. He lets you know, like, bro, I got your back. And Toby's just like, thank you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like this dude has my back. This dude actually has my back.
My back.
You know. So cut to the next race. He's calm. He's in the pocket. He's like, we okay, boy? We good? Come on, Pops. He keeps calling the horse Pops. Pops, we good? We good? He's like, okay. What you think? What you think, Pops? And he's going. He's like, what you think? Yeah? You ready? Okay, let's go. Let's go. You, me. Fucking boom. He kicks in. Slow motion. The horse bends the corner like Usain Bolt, bro, and just fucking boom.
Who?
Wins. Usain Bolt.
Okay. I thought you said it wrong. I was like, do you know how to say it?
Usain.
Yeah.
Fucking wins, bro. Crowd loses their fucking minds. They go crazy, right? Back to the narrator. In the end, it wasn't the dams or the roads. It wasn't the bridges or the parks. It was invisible. Men who were broken suddenly felt restored. Something was happening. They just didn't know what. All right? So, bro, this is crazy. This is a true story, fool.
Okay.
So after Charles, he gives an interview, and they're talking about, after his first wins, you got plans for this little horse? That was a huge win. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, this horse is something special, and we're going to take him all the way to the top. When a little guy doesn't know he's little, they can do some great things.
Oh, so that's why he's famous. Society was like, we connect with this. We went through the shit. We were broken, but we ain't out. Oh, fuck.
This movie's deep, bro.
That's okay.
That's why they made a movie
That's
about this.
Why he's
It ain't about the Triple Crown. It's like, nah, bro, this is about heart.
Yeah. It's about if the little guy doesn't think he's little, fuck.
He can do some amazing things.
Fuck.
That is true, though.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes,
And that's why we need to rise up and revolt.
Oh, not yet. Not day 4 of quarantine. Literally day 4 of quarantine.
Eat the rich.
Relax.
Eat the rich.
Relax. So, he goes, I think the biscuit's going to be the horse to get us to the top, Mm-hmm. So the radio guy is telling Mr. Howard how, oh my God, this little horse is now selling out the cheap seats, and, oh my God, all the people are connecting to this horse.
Right.
So cut to he's walking up to his next race, right? Toby's on the horse, and the reporters are like, oh, you think this little guy is going to be able to win too? And he looks at him and goes, as he be but little, he is fierce. And all the reporters are like, what? And then Tobey Maguire's like, Shakespeare, boys, Shakespeare. Fucking like he walks out the tunnel. The people lose their mind, and he can't believe it. He's like, look at that, boy, look at that. Wow. And it's just all these poor people, bro, and they just want to see Seabiscuit.
Yeah, they just want to. They need something to believe in.
Crazy, bro. Crazy that also the radio is that big of a deal. Like, you can talk about it on the radio at this, like Prime Radio in the newspapers, you're famous.
Right.
Just like that. You're
Right.
famous.
Right.
So, montage. San Ofe handicap.
Montage.
He wins that one.
Right.
San Miguel handicap. He wins that one. San Rafael handicap. They're all retarded horses.
Yeah.
He wins that one. Montage is just him winning, you know. The radio guy goes, 6 straight victories for the little guy Seabiscuit, 1 shy of the record of most wins, in a row, like whatever. He goes, they were even making little, like, like the previews before movies back in the day would be like the actual news.
Oh,
for those movies. It'd be like what's going on in the war and all kinds of shit. Yeah. So one was about Seabiscuit. Like, that's how famous he is now, right? And the red dude is talking about, like, saying how he drinks, Bud. They say that Seabiscuit drinks 2 cases of Bud Light before every race and some shit. And, like, they're like, why would you say that? And then cut to, he's getting, like, millions of Budweiser cases for free from Budweiser. And he's like, you know what I mean?
Duh. Smart business move.
Oh, genius business move.
Also, it's the common people love this horse. The common people drink Bud Light or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, with a beer. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Whatever it is. So Tom asked...
and if they don't, they're going to be like, oh, I want to go get Budweiser. That's the beer I want to drink. That's Seabiscuit. Like, that's just a great marketing move.
Yeah. He's just so famous now. Yeah. Charles is talking to the media the next day about how this is the horse of second chances, and I know we all need one right now. And people are just relating obviously to that kind of stuff.
Right.
You'd be like, so, but like during this montage, he's just parading the horse around. He's signing autographs. He's doing this. He's doing TV stuff. The Tom dude, the horse, he's hating this. Obviously, he's like, this is bad. We stop. Right. So he comes up to Charles one day. He goes, I gotta quit. He's like, what? Well, you can't quit now. He's like, this is not a parade animal. This is a race horse, period. If I can't, he's like, if I can't train him, I can't make him great unless I train him. He's a racehorse. He's not a show pony, And and then Charles is like, what are you talking about? We won 6 in a row. And then Tom's like, against who? Who have we won against? And Charles looks at him and he throws the paper at his feet. He goes, now this is a horse. And he looks at it. He's like, cut to there at another movie theater, watch another preview. And he goes, and the guy on the screen is like, this horse won the Triple Crown. The perfect horse, they say. War Admiral. That's a real horse.
I know.
Well, War Admiral is very famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anyone that wins the Triple Crown is like...
Very famous horse. He went down in history. So War Admiral never lost. All that. What is known to be the perfect horse. He looked, that's what he was.
Yeah. They called him War Admiral. Yeah. So he must have looked cool as hell.
He's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. So that night, Charles is in his bed and he can't sleep. He's just pissed. And he just keeps talking to himself. Perfect. Then he finally gets up. He's like, God damn, perfect. And he gets up. And on the radio the next day, he's talking about how Seabiscuit is the horse of the West and War Admiral is the horse of the East. All right. Subtle. And he goes, and we challenged them to a race. Where are you at? So they talk to the Mr. Ridley the next day, this big-time business tycoon who owns that horse. And he's like, oh, my God, what are y'all talking about? He's like, comparing these horses, that's just ridiculous. He's like, I own War Admiral. That's a real racehorse. We've won every single race. It's like, we can't even respond to this. It wouldn't be fair. It'd be like putting Jack Dempsey in the ring with the middleweight, and everybody laughs, right?
Right.
So Red is listening to him say this shit on the radio, and he's like, that fat fuck, I'll fuck him up. I'll kick his ass, Charles, calm down. We got him. This is good, So Charles goes, I know how we'll get him. People love cash. So he goes to the radio and he says, this will be the first race ever, $100,000 to the winner. And $100,000.
Oh, and this time we're talking millions of dollars.
This is millions on millions on millions, bro. 100,000 in 1920 something. Are you kidding me?
Right.
So, biggest purse of all time, obviously, and he convinces his boy to I will have the race here. Whoop de whoop. On the radio, they're talking about how they can't believe how much money for one horse race. This is crazy. And then of course now on the streets, people this is the only thing people are talking about. Like, do you know how much money for this one fucking horse? Right. This is what made this oh my God. So now it's just Seabiscuit famous, more famous.
Crazy. Eat the rich.
Oh, come on.
Eat the rich.
Buddy, we have a lot of episodes to go before we're there. So they asked Mr. Ridley again, $100,000, what are you going to do? How do you say no to that kind of money? And he looks at him, he goes, no, thank you. And then cut back to Charles, and he's looking at his team, and he's like, fuck it. And he goes out into the media and he's talking to him. He's like, we're going to do the race anyway. At our place, just like we planned. We invited them. They didn't come. And we're going to race the best horses. And we're going to beat them. And then he has to face us. You know? So 2 weeks, it says 2 weeks later, it's a rainy day, the day of the horse. Tom's telling Reds all the things he needs, just like everything, all the things he needs to know about all the horses, okay? And he's fucking telling him about this one horse who's going to come strong at the end. Keep a lookout for him. He's going to come up on one side and just keep an eye out, all right? So it's all soggy. He's telling him to stay off the rail, you know? And he goes, other than that, just try to get a feel for him, and he'll tell you when he's ready. And Red's like, okay. So the race starts. He's in the back. He hits that corner. Come on, Red. He turns it on. Everybody's cheering, Seabiscuit. You know, he's winning. Fucking, he's ahead. Fucking there. And then everybody goes, Red, to your right. To your right. And he just does it. He's like thinking it's over. And then that other horse just fucking shoot. Beats him by a nose.
Ooh.
Right? So cut to the locker room. They're yelling at him, like, what happened? What happened? How the hell did you not see him? Because all he had to do was just edge him over a little. You know what I mean? All you had to do was literally edge him over, and then he wouldn't have been able to pass. Like, and he goes, how the hell did you not see him? He goes, what do you mean? He's like, how the hell did you not see him coming from behind you? He goes, what? I can't see out there, okay? I can't see. And Tom's like, what? So cut to Tom's telling Charles, we got to let him go. He goes, why? He lied to us. What do you mean? He's like, he can't see. The motherfucker's blind in his right eye. All those boxing matches.
Oh.
This motherfucker was blind in his right eye this whole time.
Crazy.
Keeps getting crazier, this story.
Jesus.
So he goes, what? He goes, he's like, we got to let him go. He's like, look, man. He's like, where are we going to find another jockey like that? He's like, you can't have one who lies. He's like, it's fine, Tom. He goes, what? It's not fine. He's like, it's fine. And he looks at it, he grabs his shoulder, and he goes, you don't throw away a whole life just because it's a little banged up.
Woo.
And he walks off, and Tom's like,
fucking slammed,
oh,
baby.
that's fucking welcome to Denny's, bitch. That is straight up a slam. Grand slam. Damn, he slammed him.
He slammed him.
Got him, dude. Like, oh, I got you with your own words, bitch. How you like that?
Yeah.
Saving that. Thought you gonna get me with it? So the next day, Mr. Ridley, he's talking more shit about how, like, you know, he lost. You know, now this whole David Goliath nonsense is over. We don't have to talk about this race anymore. You know, in the papers, people talk all this shit about Seabiscuit, saying how he's a loser, you know, all this stuff, right? Charles is reading it, and he's like, he gets pissed. He throws the paper down. Fuck it. So he goes to the press again, and he tells them, hey, Red is our jockey. We stand behind our jockey, and we will hunt War Admiral down. We will go across this country, race every race he is in until he races us. If he drops out, we're going to keep finding him. I know he doesn't want to race us. They're going to try to avoid us. We're going to find you, War Admiral. We're coming for you. I'd rather have one Seabiscuit than 100 War Admirals. And he walks off. Ooh. And everybody's like, Mr. Hart. You know what I mean?
Fucking hot take city.
Oh, that's hot take.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is just like, oh, fuck you, bro. You know what? I'm not letting you win this.
What are you, Skip Bayless? That's a crazy thing to say.
Because also it's like, look, our horse has already lost races. So what does it matter he lost another race?
Right.
Our horse loses sometimes.
This guy knows how to play the media.
Yep. But I know also it's like, bro, I trust our horse in the moment. It's like, because basically you're saying, yo, I know in the moment, I trust our dude. Whenever it comes, I trust him.
Yeah, when the time comes.
I trust our horse.
Ooh.
It's a fucking horse. So the next, like they hit the train, right? And they're going like to their next race. And people now are waiting to see Seabiscuit. They're just waiting to see him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to cheer him, to see him. And, you know, he gets off the train. He's like, thanks for coming. This horse is very special. You know, everyone loses a couple. And a lot of people go home when they lose a couple. Not our horse. Our horse keeps fighting. And people go, yeah. He goes, you want to see a match race between him and the War Admiral? Yeah! Seabiscuit. People are going crazy, right? So it's all in the papers. People are like, man, when is this match race going to happen? Even though this nigga lost, bro, this nigga was like, fuck it. I got the people.
Right.
The people love this. He's a little horse. He's in the conversation. That's all people care about, you know? So they go from city to, I mean, bro, you see city to city, Chicago, this, you know, Texas, everywhere. Just talking, racing races, winning, talking shit. Where's War Admiral? Where are you? Come. And now the papers are like on their Ridley dude's ass. The media. When are you gonna? He's just trying to ignore it, right? It's on every radio station, every TV channel. When is the match race gonna happen? Cut to Ridley and Charles finally have a sit down. The Ridley guy's looking at him, and he finally just goes, fine. And then Charles kind of smiles. He's smoking his cigar, Jeff Bridges. And then the guy goes, but it's going to be on my terms. Jeff Bridges is like, okay. No starting gate. They start with a regular old line. No blocks. You know, I was like, okay. He's like, we're going to go 3.5 miles. He goes, okay. And he goes, that's not non-negotiable. And we do it here, our home turf. Done deal. They shake hands.
Hey, champion gets to pick the turf.
Oh, absolutely.
Champion picks the
Also,
turf.
you want me, baby. I don't want you.
Yeah.
You don't make me more famous. You beat me, I make you. Like, I can just avoid you in this. And what? We already won the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
This does nothing for us.
I like this. If you got to beat the champion, you got to beat him at home.
So the race is set. It's in the papers. I mean, the world is on the world. Bro, the whole America is on pins and needles.
Which is the world.
I mean,
which is the world that matters. We fucked up coronavirus way worse.
God, we really did. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So they're looking at the stalls, right, to set up like where Seabiscuit is gonna go, and like because they're now at his home court, and I mean it's crazy. It's nicer than even Jeff Bridges shit.
Right.
Like, way nicer. And then like, damn. And I told people, I was like, fuck, I want to be a horse. This is crazy, you know. So they go and they all sneak up. Remember the little scene from Little Giants? So they're sneaking up on. So they go do that for War Hour, and they're getting a look at him, and they're like, is that him? And they go, and the Tom goes like, nope, too small. What? And they go, that's him. And then it's just like a Clydesdale,
massive
this
horse.
monster.
Right.
They're watching him run. He's fast as shit. Tom's watching him. And he's just thinking. So that night they're talking. He goes, oh, he's too fast. We got to get the lead. And then Red looks at him. He's like, but Biscuit don't run like that. He's like, I know, but he has to break first. That big old monster breaks first. We don't catch him. I love just the strategy of like, hey, look, bro, I love our horse, but I'm being real. This nigga's just bigger.
Right.
The stride alone, you know?
Will kill you.
So he goes, what, so you want to just retrain him now? And then he's like, we got 2 weeks. So they go to train, and they're training in the absolute dark. They train at like midnight, so Ridley has no idea.
No idea what's going on.
All right? They don't, the guy goes, you want me to cut the lights on? He goes, no. He goes, does Ridley know about this? He goes, yeah, I think it was just an oversight. Don't worry about it. Like, no, just, it's all good. Right? And he's like, okay, right? So they don't even cut the lights on, bro. So you can't even see shit. So they go, you're all right. So he tells him, like, look, we need him to get him to break from the start. All right? So we're going to use this bell. Just go 100 feet, you know? We have to train him. And so he's like, all right. They do it 50 times. He takes off. He takes off, right? It's like 50 times over and over. So the next night they try again. He goes, this time, he goes, Red, take him around the whole track. He goes, what are you talking about? I can't see. He goes, don't worry. He can. What? Ring! He takes off. It's like, oh, come on! Into the dark. Bro, you just see from Red's perspective, and it's one of the coolest shots in movies.
Ooh.
It's complete. Me and Sam were
It's like Space Mountain.
Nigga, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. And the horse does see where it's going. Because you see, like, all he can really see is the rail, and he's just like, you hear him breathing. And he's like, the breath, you know, and that's it. And it's, you hear the horse. Damn, what a shot. You know? So the next day, a guy comes up to Red. And it's the dude who bought him when he was a kid.
Oh, wow.
That guy. And he goes, he's on hard times. And he's like, hey, man, you know, because Red's now Red. He's doing fine. He's doing great. You know, he's famous now.
Right.
He goes, hey, Red, man, I need a favor from a pro like you. Please, I got this new horse. And if somebody could just, like, at your caliber, could just, you know, ride it and test it and tell me if it's got a chance or anything like that. And Red's like, of course, man. For you, I got you. Absolutely. So they go and he's working on the horse. And a guy next to him is working on a tractor at the same time. Right, as this is happening. So as he's riding by and he's working on the horse, the guy fucking cuts the tractor on and it backfires like a gunshot. The horse goes and flies back, falls, lands on his leg. Ah! Fucking the horse gets up, drags this nigga like 100 yards going like 40 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, and he just finally he's passing out, and then he finally slams on a barn. Boom! And he flips off, and then he fucking passes out, and his leg, like one leg straight, and the other leg's like you know when the leg's like that.
Oh God!
So his team is waiting for him in the hospital. Right? I told you this movie. You don't know what's in it. You don't know. You couldn't guess, bro. This fucking story. This story's crazy, nigga. So he's in the hospital, and the doctor tells Charles, sorry man, his leg's shattered. It's gonna be 11 to 12 weeks. We have to operate now. He's like, oh. So more time passes. The doctor comes out. He's like, we're done. He's like, everything went good. Surgery's great. He always have a limp, but he'll walk again. And then Charles is like, but will he ride? And he's like, no, but he will walk. Charles is like, right? So they go into him, and he's awake now. And Charles is like, hey, man, Red, we're going to have to scratch the race. He's like, no. He's like, Red, Seabiscuit can't run the race by himself. You know that. He's like, don't scratch. He's like, look, son. He goes, call Wolf. He goes, son, nobody rides that horse. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. Just call him. Wolf is his homeboy.
Yeah, I know. I remember
Best
Wolf.
jockey of all time.
Right.
Iceman.
Right.
Also a great nickname for a horse rider.
Yeah.
The Iceman's like, you a bad motherfucker though.
Yeah.
They gave you, if everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna call him the Iceman, it's like, you win.
Oh, you cold.
You cold-blooded, bro.
Cold.
So Charles tells the news, like, hey, Pollard got hurt, yes, but we're not gonna scratch. And they go, whoa, why wouldn't you? What? And he's like, we wanted to scratch, Pollard wouldn't let us, but we're going to call in George Wolf, right? And the media goes crazy. And then the radio guys on the radio comparing them to like, oh my God, they just it's like bringing in a pinch hitter, but your pinch hitter's Babe Ruth. Because it would be like, holy, you brought in a better jockey than this guy.
It's weird.
So, but cut to Ridley on the news, and he's talking shit about Wolf.
Right.
Like, they can bring in, it doesn't matter who they bring in. The horse doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance. We're just a more elite. We're the War Admiral squad. Fucking Triple Crown winners. It doesn't matter. I get his perspective. Like, bro,
never lost.
What the fuck? Y'all can bring in whoever. Bring in another horse. Does not matter. We're beating the shit out of y'all. So in the hospital, him and Wolf are talking, right? Doors closed. And he's telling him, don't whip him. He's like, what? He's like, don't whip Seabiscuit. Just show him the whip twice while you're riding. He'll know it's there. And after you show it to him the second time, he'll know it's time. He's like, okay. He's like, damn, I wish it was you out there, Johnny. He's like, hey, baby, I'll be right there with you. Like, they daps him up. He's like, so what do I do? He's like, you show him that stick at the quarter pole, and he'll show you another gear. And he goes, and when you get past that quarter pole, show it to him again, he'll show you something you've never seen. He's like, okay. And then he goes, all right, come here. Brings him in close. He goes, you know how Tom wants you to fight for the lead and take position and all that the whole way? He goes, yeah. He goes, I want you to give it up on the backstretch. He's like, what? He's like, bring him head to head. He goes, why the hell would I do that? He goes, I'm telling you, George, he'll get one look in that horse's eye. No way he loses. He goes, dude, I don't know about that. He goes, bro, let him get a look at the Admiral. Then just let him go. And then George's guy's like, kind of not sure. And he goes, it's not in his feet, George. It's in here. George is like, okay.
God damn. The writer was like, oh my God, so many accolades.
Huge boner while you wrote this. Oh, I mean, also, bro, to be like, bro, let him look at him one time.
Oh, so
it's
smart.
Over. It's
smart.
over. It don't even matter, bro.
Such good sports.
Such good sports. It's just good sports.
Yeah, he's good sportsing right now.
Yeah.
Very good sportsing.
So the narrator goes, the day of the race, the closest place to park was 15 blocks away. More refreshments in the history of like refreshments at that time ever been used, like more hot dogs and lemonade and all this stuff. NBC broadcasted the race. All businesses in America, bro, gave their employees a half day so people could go home and listen to the race.
Oh man, talk about something that would not happen today.
Nigga, that's why Super Bowl's on a Sunday.
Yeah, talk about businesses actually knowing what their people want. Oh my God, I can't even imagine that world.
You know what though? Actually, hold on. This is after the Great Depression. We don't know. This is like damn near during the end of it. So this is.
I'm just saying this is a time before international corporations. So the people who own the businesses were in tune to what the people on the ground feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think this would happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that time.
Okay, my bad. I thought you were talking about then. I was like, no, that makes sense. I can see that.
Absolutely makes sense.
After such a American crisis and like
literally a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
100%. No, you're right.
Can you imagine if this was happening now? Fucking IKEA giving their employees a half day off. Hell
so
no.
they can watch the Rockets play in the finals.
Yeah,
or
because
the fuck.
IKEA is a soulless multinational corporation run by billionaires, and we need to eat the rich.
Hey, dude, you gotta relax. We have been quarantined for literally less than a week.
Eat the rich.
I'm sorry, guys. So, Seabiscuit entered that race a 2-1 underdog. Mm-hmm. But if you were there that day, you couldn't tell.
Ooh. So the crowd was like, Seabiscuit,
Every person got let off work, bro. You think that was to listen to War Admiral?
Go Seabiscuit, eat the rich, Seabiscuit.
But on some real shit.
Yeah.
You think they let them out of work to hear the war? No.
No, they don't give a fuck.
This is clearly about the little horse.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about War Admiral. Yeah, you wouldn't get a half day off work to see LeBron play again.
No, it's like, no, but you get a half day off to see a midget beat him in basketball, maybe.
Yeah.
And like actually beat him. Like, yo, LeBron's gonna play him hard? It's like, dude, that bitch is good though, bro. So, Tom is and the jockey are, the George guy, they're going over, just like going over the race, going over all War Animal stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he leans in, he goes, one more thing. He goes, at the end of the race, in the last leg, I want you, and then he goes, you want me to pull back so you can see him eye to eye and then beat him. And Tom's like, he's like, you're not the only one who knows this horse.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, just smile, like, oh, that fucking Red.
Red,
You know what I mean?
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Smart. If I'm George, though, I hear that plan from two different people in that way, where they didn't tell each other, I'm like, oh, this is, if I don't do this, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
So Red's in the hospital. He's listening on the radio. Two owners are sitting in like the boxes like next to each other. Mm-hmm. And Tom, the dude, he sneaks the bell they use to train up there, so that's the actual starting bell that they use.
Okay.
So the horse is like just a little advantage. Any advantage where you can, baby.
Hey, good sportsing.
Because that's one of the things, like, that ain't cheating, nigga, but I want our horse to recognize the bell.
Yeah, deflate the balls a little bit.
Hey, it ain't cheating, nigga. It ain't in the rule book.
Gamesmanship is gamesmanship.
Yep. So horses get to the starting line. Flag up. Bring! Goes black. Screen goes black. Comes back on. You see still shots of actual families. This is real, bro. The actual families. I mean, hundreds of shots by their cars, gathered by people listen the day of the actual race.
Ooh.
People like this. People, everywhere. Just the whole world stopped for 2 minutes.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Everybody's by the cars. And you hear the actual announcer. While you're hearing all these pictures. And Seabiscuit out to the front. Oh, and Seabiscuit takes the lead. You know what I mean? You hear the actual guy. It's like, oh my. And I couldn't imagine being there, like, in a minute, because I'm sure everybody was like. Also, it's cool because everyone's just like this. You're just listening.
Right. You're like,
so no one's talking.
Right.
That's cool. You know what I mean? It was just all the shots are like, what? Because it's just families, fucking people out at bar, like everyone just like.
Okay. So gonna cry there. All right. Good to know.
So you cut to you see Seabiscuit. He's actually out in front. People are losing their minds. Yeah. And then Tom's listening on the radio. Red's listening on the radio. And he goes, all right, now back off him, son. Back off. And Tom's like, back off right now, back off. And then he doesn't do it. You see, he's still out in lead. He's still out in front. Seabiscuit's out in front. And then what's his name? Red's like, come on, don't fool around, George. Back off. And it cuts to George. He looks up. He's like, sure hope you guys are right. Starts slowing down. He's like, easy, Pop, easy. And he starts slowing down. Everybody's like, oh, War Admiral's coming up. Here comes War Admiral. And he's like, oh, damn it, Johnny. And he's like, this is so stupid. Easy. Slows him up. Here comes War Admiral. They tie up. He goes, easy, Pop, easy. They're head to head. They hit the corner. They're still tied. And then right then you see Charles. He goes, do it. You see the wife, do it. You see fucking Tom, turn him loose. Fucking Red, go George. And then right then you see Seabiscuit and fucking Worma, their eyes are locking. And then Seabiscuit's eyes get big, bro. And then you see and like homeboy looks down, and then he looks over and he goes, so long, Charlie. And the dude's like, and fucking, fuck yeah. There goes Seabiscuit. Oh my God. People are like, ah. You see people like fucking standing on the thing. Oh my God. Go. He's up by 1 length. This is crazy. I've never seen a horseman. Oh my God. 2.5 lengths. Oh my God. This has never been done. He's beating War Admiral by 2. Holy shit. 3 lengths. Seabiscuit wins 3 lengths. 3 lengths. That's insane.
Woo!
That right? 3 lengths?
Fucking, yeah, I know. That's so long.
That's like a nigga running a 9.2 and you ran a 10 flat. You ran a 10, but 8 seconds is, you weren't even in the race, nigga.
Right. Oh,
them my 0.8s.
God.
3 lengths.
Oh my God.
3 lengths.
This is awesome.
So, everyone's screaming. Red's in the hospital. Yes! Like in a stretcher. Place is going crazy. Everybody comes up to him, like the reporters all come up. You did it, Iceman. You did it. How's it feel? He goes, it isn't me. Red, thank you, Red. This is for Red. I love you, baby. And then they go, that concludes our broadcast of the race of the century.
Oh.
This is called the race of the century.
Oh, my God.
Crazy.
Oh, my God.
So the team's in front of the train. They're all celebrating. But you see, as they're celebrating in front of the train, everybody's going crazy. You see Red getting put on a stretcher in the back of the train, and he's just kind of watching, and he's just like, you know,
Right.
I mean, you're happy, but you're also like,
I want to be part of the team.
oh God, I was the team.
I was the team. Yeah.
So, cut to at his next race, Seabiscuit is now. I mean, he was already famous,
Right.
But now he is off the charts famous. Okay,
Right.
Michael Jackson for a horse. Doesn't make any sense. I'm not kidding. When you see him, you're like, oh, this nigga. Yeah, it's like, bro, he was
Michael Jackson.
one of the most famous sports athletes at that time,
Right.
up there with whoever else was like Babe Ruth, I guess. And
I
shit.
love it. No, he's Michael Jackson now.
He was Michael Jackson.
He's Michael Jackson.
So Red's listening on the radio, and he's still in his cast, and Seabiscuit's in the lead, and the race immediately goes to slow-mo, and you see the jockey look down, and then the horse does this, and then the horse comes up gimping. Sprained his leg. Red's listening, he can't believe it. Calls Banks, calling him. You know what I mean? Calling, and they're like, you know, he's like panicking. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. They're like, you got to calm down, Tom. I mean, Red, you got to calm down. Charles is with the vet right now. We'll tell you when we know, right? So they find out the horse ruptured a ligament. They go, we can put a splint on it, but he's definitely never going to race again. And then they all get so sad. And then the doctor looks at him. He goes, I can put him down if you want. And then they all look up like,
You fucking out of your goddamn mind?
I'll fucking kill you, dude, before we let you touch it. Are you out of your... What? Put him... The most famous horse alive.
No, the dude gets to
die.
Yeah, he gets to retire, dude.
He gets to die natural causes.
Yeah.
He earned that.
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, dude, he gets to chill now. He's retired. He goes on a book tour.
Yeah.
Like,
He
speaking
gets
tour.
we ain't putting this nigga down. You out of your fucking mind? If he couldn't walk and it was like caused him pain,
Yeah.
But a sprain, it will heal. Like
No,
what?
he can still live.
He can still walk.
Yeah, he can still run around and do horse stuff.
Well, he can't run around.
Well, he can't race.
He can't really. I mean, he can't really run either.
No,
Yeah, he can't run.
he can still be a horse.
He can be a horse. He can walk.
He can be a horse.
Yeah. So they get back, and horse is a horrible. I mean, like barely walking, horrible limp.
Right.
And you see Red. He's in his cast. He's on his crutches, and he's crutching over as fast as he can. This one make right. He's crutching as fast as he can, and then he just throws his crutches and just starts hopping on one leg, and he fucking rests his arm on the horse, and he just starts kissing. He's like, hey boy, and the horse is all set. And it's like, whoa, bro. That was probably like a real connection between these two fucking spirits.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. They really get each other.
Yeah.
They had the same fate almost, pretty much.
Oh, exactly. I mean, look at their lives, career
Yeah.
trajectory, everything. So it's now March. Okay, time's passing, and Red is still working on his leg, and he's hanging with the horse, and he's talking to the horse. Kind of like, I know, buddy, I know. And he's trying to heal him. He's like, brick by brick, we got to do it brick by brick. Can't take cut steps. Come on, they're walking together, and he has like, and now like a little more time passes. He has a cane, and he's walking right, and they're just hanging, and they just talk all day. Him and the horse, they're just hanging all day. Just days go by, and they're just walking together, and then as they're hanging one day, something snaps, like a tree snaps, like a branch, and it makes the horse jump up and like start jogging. And he goes, whoa, look at you, buddy, you know? And he looks at him, and he goes, all right. And so he goes home, and he makes a makeshift like riding boot for himself, like one that'll like keep his leg steady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he gets up on the horse, and he walks with, like they're just walking, and he's like, and Seabiscuit's around the corner, and oh, they win the Santa Anita, Red and Seabiscuit did it again. You know? He's like, yeah. So cut to now October. And they're just walking around everywhere. Something spooks Biscuit again. And it makes him jog again. But now he like jogs really fast. And he goes, easy, Pops, easy. Whoa. He pats him on the butt. He's like, you feel a little better, don't you? Okay. So he makes a little mini track around this little apple tree. Like it's very small. It's like around the apple tree. And they're jogging around. And he's like, whoa, look at you, boy. And the horse is loving it and he's loving it. Like they're just so happy, right? So cut to that night. He's eating dinner with the family. And they notice, Charles and the wife notice he's eating less. Like he's like trying to cut weight eating less.
Right.
Like at a certain amount of people, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and he's just like, and they're like, the fuck is he up to? You know? So he's telling Charles, he's telling Charles they look good on the track, man. Whoop-de-whoop. And so Tom's watching them, and Tom's like, wow, they do look good. You know, like Biscuit looks good. And he tells me, like, I think he might be able to do it. And then he's like, man, Charles is talking to him. He's like, man, I thought they said, horses were done after something like this. And he goes, well, it never ever happens. A horse never come back after injury. He goes, yeah, well, it never happens because people kill their horses after stuff happens. And he goes, oh, he's like, well, what should we do? And Tom's like, I say let it happen. Let him see what he can do.
Yeah. Fair. That's
I
fair.
mean, that or kill him. I'd rather at least let him go out a man.
Yeah. Well, especially if he wants to run. It seems like he wants
He
to run.
wants to run, let him fucking do it. I don't give a fuck. He earned it. It's one of those things like, dude, he can go out how he wants to go out.
Right.
He can go out how he wants to go out. So they get George to ride him for real. And George is like, Biscuit looks good, man. And they're like, okay. So the media is there that day. They see George riding a horse and they go, it's the dude, who's been with Seabiscuit this whole time, Right. And he's like, hey, Charles, what are you doing here? And he goes, like, oh, just got a young 2-year-old out there trying to see if he's ready. And the guy's like, okay. Cut to he's on the air and he's like, it's back, folks. Seabiscuit is back. He's here again. And he's like, God. So it's all over the news again that Seabiscuit's back. All right.
Third chance. Jesus.
Imagine, bro, hearing about this.
Right. You'd be like, this is my favorite athlete
ever. This is my favorite athlete. Bro, what's crazy? It's some people's favorite athletes.
That makes
bro,
sense.
My dad told me about older parents, like older people in his generation, like his dad, and talking about Seabiscuit, and some of people's favorite athletes, bro.
Crazy.
Doesn't make any sense.
Crazy.
And I remember when I saw this movie. I remember when I saw this movie. I saw it the week it came out. And my dad saw it, and we saw it in theaters. And everyone in the theater was 6 years old, and they all cried like babies. It was crazy. I had never seen anything like that.
I like that.
I never seen anything like that.
I really, really like that.
It's like, oh wow, you guys all remember. Some of y'all remember this. It's crazy.
And it meant so much to you.
Yeah. So they bring because everyone in that bitch was like 100 years old. It was so weird.
Oh man, that means the people who saw that race scene were like bawling. The War Admiral scene, they must have been like, oh my God.
Some of them I remember or my dad tells me about this race all the time. Just, they were there for that moment. It was such a moment in American history. So they bring Seabiscuit out to run again, right? And George is on the horse, and Red comes out, and Red sees George on the horse, and he's like just heartbroken. Because he knows they're going to use Red, like George, not me. And he's like, oh. And he walks off, right? And Charles is like, oh, you can't ride, Red. You know you might get crippled for life. And he turns around, he's like, I already was crippled. Like just his life.
Right.
And he goes, that horse is what made me better. And he storms off. So Charles is like, oh. So the next day, Charles takes him to the doctor. And then he looks at it, he's like, Red, whatever the doctor says, that's what we're going with. Red's like, okay. So he shows the doctor the invention he made to keep his leg steady. And the doc tells him, like, look, man, this is awesome, but your leg is just not fully healed. It's barely healed. It can shatter at any moment. Like, you re-injure this, it's possible you never walk again. So they're in the car, and then Red's looking at Charles, and he's like, possible. It's possible I never walk it again. That's it. He just said possible. And he's like, come on. He's like, you can't do this. It's just a race. He goes, it's not just a race. It's the Santa Anita. It's the race he lost by a nose in the first, beginning,
Yeah.
He's like, I had that race. I had that race. He looks at him. So the next day, they enter Seabiscuit's name into the actual running. People, bro, it's a crowd there just to see Seabiscuit's name get wrote on the thing. People go crazy. And his pictures, you know what I mean? People go crazy for that.
Awesome. Everything about this is fucking great.
It's crazy how people love this horse like this.
I love it. I love the movie, but
yeah. So he's talking to George on what to do. Right, Charles. He's like, George, I don't know what to do. He wants to race so bad. And then George looks at him and goes, look, I think it's better to break a man's leg than his heart. Let him race. He's like,
dude, George is fucking awesome.
George is his boy. George fucks with that nigga, bro.
Yeah, I love that.
Also, that George is just an act. He's like, hey man, I race, but I do my own thing, but I got my boys back, and I'm on this team.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a part of it. He's also a part of this.
Yeah, dude. Everyone is likable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh yeah, Jeff Bridges is that dude, bro. Jeff Bridges is that dude, bro.
That's nice.
Elizabeth Banks is awesome. Yeah, she's really nice. And then the Tom guy is great, the horse whisperer guy. So, that night he's talking to his wife, and he's Elizabeth Banks. He's just talking about how he shouldn't ride. He might not walk again. I can't let that happen. I can't let him not walk again. And he's crying. He's so worried. And the wife starts crying. And she looks at him. And she goes, just let him ride. Just let him do it. And he's like, cut to that radio announcer going, oh my goodness, I can handle one comeback, but this is ridiculous. This is absurd. 2 comebacks. And then he's like, this is now the largest crowd ever to be at a race. So it's the largest crowd to ever happen at a race. More people, ever.
Good.
These motherfuckers are the most famous niggas on earth now.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
So he puts on his brace, and it works. Okay. And they help the crew, they put their arms around him, they help him hobble up to the race, and they literally lift this nigga up and have to put him on the horse. All right? So Tom gives him the rundown, like always, of the other horses and, what to look out for. And as they're doing this, Red's looking at them all, and they look at, their faces are white. They look nervous as shit, obviously, because they're like, right. Oh my God, we don't want both of you to get hurt. Both of you.
Right.
Both of you. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm literally terrified for both of you.
Right.
And because it's like, I don't want to have to kill this horse if he gets hurt again.
And I don't want to see my friend not
walk
anymore.
again. I can't. And it's on me.
Right.
And he's like, relax, guys. It's going to be fine. So he comes out. Tunnel crowd, of course. I mean, explosion. He get in the starting gates. George is there. He's on another horse. He's ready. And he's like, George, what are you doing here? They start talking some shit. And he's like, oh, man, well, take it easy on me or something like that. And George goes, I rode him the other day. I don't stand a chance. Trust me. I'll see you at the finish line. And Red kind of smiles at him. Bring! Race starts, right? They're off. He's in the middle of the pack. Charles is watching like, you know what I mean? Red keeps looking down at his leg like groaning, right? They fall behind. Way behind. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on. Now they're like, I mean, they're not even in the race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cool running. You know, they're just out of it.
Right.
Come on, boy. Come on. His homie George keeps looking behind him, right? George's like second or third.
Right.
Keeps looking behind him. He goes, he slows down. Easy, boy, easy. George slows all the way down. Everybody's like, what is going on? What the fuck is happening? So George gets all the way, like slows all the way down. And they get head to head. And George is like, what's up, man? Y'all all right? You guys okay? He's like, yeah. So him and them are talking. Seabiscuit is now looking at this horse. And them eyes get real big. And then he looks at Red and he goes, have a nice ride, Johnny. And Seabiscuit's like, whoa. And he goes, hit that gear, boy. Let's go. And then, and they start fucking reeling them in, dog. One by one. Fucking, people are like, no, my goodness, he's climbing. Fifth. Oh my God, he's fourth. He's second. They hit that straight slow motion. You just see him. They're now in first. They're fucking just straight, and they're just leaving everybody, right? Red narrates. He goes, everyone likes to think we found a broken horse and just fixed him. No. I'm telling you, man, that horse fixed us. Maybe in a way we fix each other. He's so far in the lead now. Fades out. Seabiscuit.
Oh my God.
Didn't win the Triple Crown.
Didn't need to. Kinda.
That's what I meant when you were like, oh, you won. I was like, no, there was no.
No,
this horse lost a lot. This probably horse lost maybe more than it ever won.
Jesus Christ.
Won when it mattered, dog.
Oh, man.
What a fucking movie, huh?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
Seabiscuit, guys.
Dude.
We gotta have that Seabiscuit mentality.
America, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna fucking get through this. Yep. And then we're gonna eat the rich.
We're not gonna do that.
We're gonna get through this because we're fucking awesome. All of us are fucking awesome. And we're gonna eat the rich. And that's Seabiscuit. We'll see you next week.
Guys, I don't know what to say.
Eat the rich.
Jesus fucking Christ.